I never ever know who's done it. That's an absolute that's the only certainty I start with, is that I don't know where I'm going. So I start, and then through the characters I decide. I start making decisions as I move along, and then when I'm about halfway through, then I'll make a final decision and push through to the end.
I usually know who I think did it. Sometimes it turns out to be somebody else, and I'm nearly always surprised with how it turns out. When you start a novel, you usually have some idea of how it's going to end, but usually the middle is a bit of a mystery, and some characters just can turn up and impose themselves that you weren't expecting, and you have to kind of change the narrative to suit the fact that these characters have turned up. Irritating little characters that they are.
I'm surprised sometimes by the way characters react to things, but actually in terms of the mystery, the plot, it's all fairly well worked out. So I'm one of these writers that have index cards, and I know where things are going. Although things do change in the writing. So basically no, I'm afraid. Although I'm starting the third book in the series, and I'm wondering if I should do that this time.
I actually never ever know how my books are going to end. I am the most inefficient writer in the world, and I usually start with an idea or some character that has interested me, and I kind of go blindly forward from there. But in my very first book, Sharp Objects, the person who ended up being the murderer wasn't even in the first draft. And with Gone Girl, yes, I hit a certain point and thought, I wonder what happens next.
This is the only one I've ever written. Well, I've written two now, but this is the only one I've had published, and I changed my mind as to who'd done it halfway through.
I always know the ending when I start, or 23 books I've known it in 22. I know the beginning and I know the end. I compare it to driving from my home state of New Jersey across the United States to California. I may go Route 80, chances are I'll go via the Suez Canal or stop in Tokyo, but I pretty much end up in LA. One of my favorite quotes on writing comes from E.L. Doctorow, who says that writing is like driving at night in the fog with just your headlights on. You can only see a little bit ahead of you, but you can make the whole journey that way. The only thing I would add is I know where that journey is going to end.
I try to know the shape of the novel pretty well beforehand, but that doesn't mean knowing every last detail, and absolutely I surprise myself. And I think it gives much more sort of life and fluidity to the novel if you kind of leave yourself open to the possibility of surprise.